Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the weekly FPV Build a Quad and Fly It live stream. This week we are actually brought to you by two sponsors. On the left over here is Multi-Rotor Superstore. They were awesome enough to send me a bunch of micro motors, actually more than they intended, but we're working on that. They just got a big stock of motors, and they're looking to sell them. So go ahead and check them out. These things fly great, and I've been having a lot of fun putting them on micro quads. So they sponsored the video to provide those motors, and I've actually got some of their batteries, but those are ones I bought. And then the other sponsor for today is Curtis Beef, who makes the Beef's brushed board. He provided me with a flight controller as well as a micro FRX receiver and some, gosh, I can't think. And he sent me a hex adapter, but I'm not quite ready to build a micro hexacopter, and so I'm going to be saving that for a future build, probably in the second part of this, what's now becoming a series. So. Be excited. There will be more micro videos to come. Hopefully we'll get a little bit of flying inside. Right over here. There. That's hard to do. That right over here is this is footage from a build that is identical to what we're building right now. So you can see that it flies pretty awesome. Once we're done here, I'm going to go up, or I'm actually going to put some goggles on, put a screen right here in front of you so that you can see it, and I'm going to fly around the house for, I don't know, 30 minutes or whatever. To give you guys a chance to experience micro FPV with your own custom thing. So yeah, so I'm super excited. I'm so thankful to the two sponsors, Multi-Rotor Superstore and Beef's brushed board. And yeah, so let's get this started. So the first thing that we've got is obviously Beef's brushed board. This is a brushed flight controller. It runs the Naze, all firmware that runs on the Naze, so you can put Beta Flight on here, or Clean Flight, or Base Flight, or whatever you want, but I'm going to run Beta Flight. And it is fantastic. I think it has, Curtis will have to correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it supports 3 amps over the motors, which, I mean, you're running tiny little brushed micro motors, but you're able to power each of your motors off of the actual flight controller, and so that obviously limits the need for direct ESCs, so it's awesome. In addition, we're going to be using the micro FRX receiver, and I'll give you some more close-ups of these. This is a receiver that works directly with the Beef's brushed board. It was made for it, and it all binds directly with the Tyrannus and all FreeSky systems. 4.2 amps per FET. Thank you. Sorry about that. And so yeah, so Beef's brush board, micro FRX receiver. We have brushed micro motors from Multi-Rotor Superstore. These are 8020-17 motors. I don't remember how many kV, but these are the brushed micro motors that you want. So yeah, go pick up a set. I think they're $15 a set. We are using Parot rolling spider propellers. These are, by everyone's standards, the best. These are the best props on the market for micro motors in terms of both power and rigidity, but they burn through your power, so you kind of have to deal with it. But they're great because they're going to give you the most thrust, and you're going to have the most fun with them. We've got a pigtail. We've got to mount some things. We're using the VA1100 FPV system. I'm not making my own from the beginning, unfortunately, but this is an easy plug-and-play solution. And for the frame, what we have is an actual custom-built, 3D printed, carbon fiber hybrid frame that I've worked with my friend Bruce to develop. He's done some awesome design work on this. and I've been doing all the crash testing. This is version 2. Version 3 is on the way because there are some faults with this that still need to be corrected for, but this is what we're going to be building. And basically, what this does is sits on top of here like this and builds this X-frame. The board will sit down inside of this area, and we're just going to use regular nylon standoffs that you already have for your mini quads that we're going to just use in there and build up the frame on top of it. This has this nice, powerful, strong little roll cage to protect the really fragile antennas on the VA100 or VA1100. So that's what the idea. But like I said, this is not ready for release yet. These are little carbon fiber tubes. These are not ready for the STL files are not ready for release, unfortunately, because we need to do another version on it. But I will be doing a whole video about this frame in particular at some point, so that you can download it and make the things yourself. It's really easy to put together, and it's just fantastic. And then we've got little 380 milliamp batteries that we're going to be running. What else? I think that's it. So yeah, so I'm just going to go back through a couple questions here that I saw really quick before we get going. Sorry. 3, 2. I'm sorry. I'm just scrolling through some questions here just to make sure. Somebody asked, how does the micro FRX receiver compare to the XSB? It's smaller and lighter, but it doesn't have S-Bus, unfortunately. So, that's kind of a bummer, but when you're working on microcopters, everything is down to the gram. Like, every tiny little gram that you can save is enough. And the micro FRX is like 0.4 grams. The XSB or XSR or whatever it is like 4 grams. And that's, in micro worlds, way too much. The frame is a rough, somebody asked how many millimeters the frame is. I actually don't remember, my calipers aren't down here. But it's, I think it's in the 130s, if I remember correctly. Scrolling through. Does that micro FRX do S-Bus? No, it does not. Okay, so I am going to switch over to USB cam mode here. And, oh man, and the USB camera isn't working. 1 second. Sorry, technical glitches. Ah. Come on. There we go. All right. So I've got right here the Beef's brush board. Let's see if I can get this in nice and close for you guys because we're working on this. The all-up weight goal for this, somebody asks, is that this be right around. Sorry, I gotta get this thing situated. All right, how's that look? The all-up weight goal is less than 50 grams. I think I ended up at like 49 or 48 grams with a battery the last time I built this, and that's pretty good. Like if you go look at like Oscar Liang's quads, except for one of them, they're all over 50 grams and stuff. So kind of just comparing it to those kinds of things. Okay, let's see. So the first thing I'm going to do is put the pin headers on here for the FTDI adapter. You'll notice that there's no USB, so you need a little FTDI adapter to connect to the board and flash your firmwares on it. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to put it all the way down like that, because so this frame was designed to be able to support these sticking out the back so that you can reach in with your FTDI adapter. And the standoffs are off to the side here like that, so that you can still reach in and hit the FTDI. So pretty awesome. Bruce did, again, a fantastic job working on this, and version 3 is going to be even better. And you know what? I left the solder upstairs, so I'm going to be right back. Okay, and I'm back. So, what was I going to say before I left? Oh, I forgot to do my little spiel at the beginning. So, if you're a new visitor, welcome to this. This is a weekly thing. I do it every Thursday. I'm either building a quad, talking about a quad, demonstrating some things that I've been doing over the last couple weeks, or doing a sponsored stream like this. So feel free to subscribe and get notifications, because this happens every week at Thursday unless I announce otherwise. If you're a returning guest, I'm so glad that you're coming back. It's so much fun to do these, and I'm always happy to see people that I know come in and ask questions and do all that stuff. Finally, if you're a vendor, and we have a couple vendors here today, I'd be super excited to work with you to do a stream like this about your products or whatever. Again, this week, Multi-Rotor Superstore and Beef's Brush Board sent me some awesome toys to play with, so I'm excited to get this all underway. All right, so we're going to solder this pin header on here. Just heating the whole surface and then applying a little bit of solder. Doesn't need much. And done. All right, so pin headers are soldered right in there, which means now we can hook up the FTDI adapter. Ground is on this side. Ground, volt, RxTX. I'm just leaning over here to just quickly plug it into the computer to make sure that it works with CleanFlight. Just in case, for whatever reason, something's not quite right, I want to make sure before we start this whole process. Let's see. All right, we connected just fine, so I'll worry about flashing the rest of it later. Okay, there we go. So, Beef's Brush Board working, ready to go. Now we're going to connect the power lead, which we're going to go through right here. So, what we're going to want to do is use these through holes. I'm going to put this on. Yeah. I don't know what you can see. Hold on. I'm just going to leave this wire the length that it is, because that should be fine. I've got a brand new soldering tip right now, because my last one finally bit the dust, so it's pretty nice to work with. I'm really happy about that. All right, once again, we're just heating the pad and flowing some solder right in there. Okay. Now, I've got some extra gunk hanging off, so I'm just going to clip off the rest of the wire. I've got a nice clean joint with a power lead hooked up to it. Okay, so we're rocking and rolling. Okay, I can't believe I said that. Sorry. This is gonna be a really quick build. There's not a lot to these because you don't have to solder on ESCs and all that. But yeah, it should be fun. All right. So the next thing we need to do is hook up our receiver. So we've got these receivers have PPM, need 3 volt and ground, and you have the matching ports here on the Beef's Brush Board, which are PPM, 3 volt, and ground. So we just need to run one wire between the two of those. Hive PV, a friend of mine, asks that we mention the FPV chat. What that is a Slack chat room that myself and a good group of guys, maybe a girl or two, I don't think so, but if you are, welcome. hang out in every day to answer questions, talk about builds, talk about what each other is working on, be friends. I mean, it's a good place to hang out. So if you're at all interested in being a part of that, just go to fpv-chat.com and you can come hang out with us anytime you want. We actually end up, I'm using my teeth on this because it's easier to do that than the wire strippers for these tiny wires. But almost every night, you can even get on a Google Hangout with a bunch of people and just talk to them. Whether or not you want to use your webcam or just audio or whatever, you can get help on your builds or just talk. Or a lot of people will fly liftoff at the same time and kind of just dick around, and it's a good time. And I'm so glad to be a part of it. Josh Housen wants to be famous. Welcome, gentlemen and gentlemen. Yeah, that sounds about right. Sounds like multicopters. All right, so on this receiver, I'm going to tin up each of these pads. All right, PPM is going to be the signal. Ugh, gotta hold my hand steady. Ooh, that pad wants to lift. That's not good at all. Ah, shoot. Well, so my wire got a little bit frayed when I touched it with the soldering iron. It stripped off a little bit. All right, so I'm just stripping back this wire again. And I'm going to tin it up again. Okay, so the moral of the story is be careful about heating these too much. It looks like these pads want to break, so before I do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and put some hot glue on there to keep it from potentially ripping off. I just want to be careful with that. Okay. But so when we're done with that, all we have to do is wire it straight to the beef's brushed board. I'm going to go ahead and pre-tin these pads a little bit while we're waiting for the hot glue gun to heat up. Complacent One, welcome. Good to see you from Reddit. Come on, Mr. Hot Glue Gun. So for this build, I'm going to actually go ahead and direct solder all of the motors, so I'm not going to use these JST connectors for it. I don't know why, but that's what I decided I'm going to do. I think it'll help make the build take a little bit longer too, so I'm just going to go zip. So I left a little bit of wire on those in case I want to solder them into something later. But yeah. If you need an F3 board, I recommend the F303 board from FPVmodel.com. We have some. All right. So I'm hot gluing this down because it looked like those pads were going to maybe rip off. So I just want to keep them all in their place. I'm going to do a little bit on the underside as well. Okay, micro FRX receiver all wired up. We can still reach the bind pads because we'll need those when we hook this up to the Tyrannus. So all we have to do is wire it to PPM and the 3 volt here, and ground, obviously. I'm trying to decide how long I want that wire to be, because it doesn't need to be very long because it can just sit right on top of that. So I might just cut it back down to like there, and just kind of make it nice and close. All right, so I'm not used to working with such small space in the camera here. So I'm just stripping apart this. Okay. WiffleX recommends the QAV210. I do as well. I love the QAV210. And they're also mentioning the LT210, which is a clone, but similar idea. The top plate can break really easily on it because it's like less than 2 millimeters. So just keep that in mind if that's what you choose. If you buy 2 of them, if you buy it, so that you have spare parts if you need them. All right, so micro FRX tinned up. So I'm just gonna grab a little bit of double-sided sticky tape thing, technical term. And I'm just going to put this down here. And then put the receiver on here. Put it back in the hand grippies. Okay, now solder these guys right in here. Sticky tape didn't work so well. Now it won't go anywhere. Okay. So now we have a brush, or a Beefs brush board wired up to a micro FRX receiver. I'm trying to make sure that these pads are still accessible because we're going to still need to hook up the the FPV camera to the 3-volt rail here. So we just want to make sure that those are accessible. All right, so let's go ahead and power this up and make sure that the receiver turns on. For that, I've got a battery. And we'll just plug it right in. 3-volt to 3-volt, ground to ground, and PPM to PPM. All right, so we did get an LED status light from the Micro FRX. That's good. We're not dead yet. The 3M black VHB tape is the best. It holds like 20 pounds. Yeah, I need to invest in some more tape. This was just crap that I picked up from Walmart, but it doesn't work at all. So, now, let's go ahead and bind this to the Tyrannus just right away while we're thinking about it, because that'll make our lives easier. So I set up a model for it ahead of time, and I'm just setting this into bind mode. And it's on. So now to bind the Micro FRX, you need to be able to short the bind pad. And this is the lame way I've done it, or I do it. I don't know if there's probably a better way. But what I'm doing here is I'm making a tool. Oh shit. I mean, shoot. Sorry, I'm just trying to get some extra wire here. All right, so all you need to do is short this pad when you power on the receiver, and that's going to get it bound up. And I just need a little, this can be tricky with only 2 hands here. So I'm basically just trying to lay this guy into there so that I can just touch it across those pads. All right, perfect. I have wire strippers, I just am not using them for these wires. Oh, I missed. Okay, so it's in bind mode. The Tyrannus is in bind mode. I'm going to power this off, turn off bind, plug this back in, and did it bind? I would expect that to go green. Let's try this again. Okay, so we're in, oh shoot. We're in bind mode on the Tyrannus. I've bridged the pads. And I'm powering the board. Come on. I need another hand. Oh my goodness. This is aggravating. I'm just trying to get this battery plugged in. Alright. Try this again. Okay. That's in there. Now I'm going to power down, turn off bind mode, go back to regular, plug it in, and I can't tell if we're bound still. Let us plug it into the computer. Alright, going over to clean flight. Woo! Curtis, can you remind me, this runs the Maze version of Betaflight, correct? I'm going to flash Betaflight 2.3.5. Firmware flasher, full chip erase. Load firmware, downloads, where'd that download to? Betaflight Maze target, flash. Programming successful. Alright, connect. Connecting, thinking, various flashings. Let's restart that. Clean flight. Yeah, I know my desktop is a mess. Don't worry. There we go. Okay, so we're on here, moving this thing around. It's good to go. Okay. Configuration. I'm going to put this in PPM. That should be it. Save and reboot. Receiver. Okay, so it did bind. Look at that. Not quite the right channel mappings though. Save. Roll. Roll. Pitch. Yaw. Throttle. Aux. 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 Okay, we're good. Cool. We have successfully bound our receiver to our Beef's brushed board. And we're going to switch back over to USB cam. All right. This is not live. What the heck? Sorry, the USB cam shows that it's connected to it, but it's not actually showing the updated image. Come on, buddy. I hate technology, guys. It's the worst. Sorry, I'm trying to get this USB camera to hook up again. Ugh. There we go. Stupid technology. Okay. Now, what are we going to do next? Why don't we put it in the frame? Because, yeah, I don't think that there's anything else that needs to be done. First. Okay, so the only problem with, the problem with this frame as it is, and it's pretty cool, but, so you can see that this guy is broken right here. So that part of this is the only part that I've been able to break so far. So what happens is that if the motor gets tweaked out this direction, it puts force on the 3D print there and snaps it out. The problem was, and I think it might be okay, is that you're supposed to heat shrink over the motor mount before you fly it. I had just done tape because I was doing some quick testing and managed to break it in those few seconds like an idiot. So I think it might be okay, and I want to give it more testing. But these are super glued in here, and I can't get them off the carbon fiber. So I have another one, but I can't put it on there because I don't want to accidentally break the carbon fiber rod trying to get it off right before doing a live stream. So it was kind of just like, bleh. But so that's life. So what I'm going to do is put some of this double-sided tape down in here. It doesn't need much because it also kind of grips on its own because it's a very tight fit for the board. But I just give it a little bit because might as well, because science. Okay. Now you can't see it, but the forward arrow is right here. Oh, I guess you can see it. And so we'll make this the front of our craft here. And so I can just wedge it right down into the frame. And now that guy's not going to go anywhere at all. Okay? So looking pretty good so far. Okay, so I've made a mistake. I don't remember, does white, or which one is clockwise and which one is counterclockwise? Does it say? No, of course it doesn't. So is red and blue counterclockwise, or is white and black counterclockwise? Curtis Beef says, to make sure that we set min throttle to 1,000 and motor PWM rate to 3,200, I'm going back into the software later and we'll do a bunch of configurations there at that time. But thank you for the reminder, I appreciate it. Jim Bro, you will be permabanned if you say any more stuff like that. Red, blue, back, right. Red, blue, CC is counterclockwise? Okay. So red, blue is counterclockwise. So this is like clean flight. So if this is forward, then this guy is going to spin like this, which is clockwise, and this is counterclockwise. So if I'm understanding correctly, this is going to be correct like this. Now, if you guys wouldn't mind correcting me if I'm wrong, That would be awesome. Hold on, I gotta ban someone, apparently. If my mouse would work. I can't. What the heck? It's not letting me left click for some reason. Why in the world? What the heck? My computer is not letting me left click for some reason. Red, blue, top, left. Other way, okay. Okay, so this should be correct. So if this is the front, then this motor is going to spin this direction, and this motor is going to spin this direction. So white and black is counterclockwise, and red and blue is clockwise. Is that right? Ugh. Confusing myself here with this. So this side over here is forwards, this side is backwards. This is spinning. Okay, so let me just slap these other two in here so that we've got it all laid out correctly. And that should do it. Okay, cool. So now the next thing is to wire up our motors. We can wire these pretty much anywhere. So I'm going to make it, just nice and tight so that they stay right in there. And so I'm going to cut it at that point. Okay. I'm just going to take this out because it's going to be a heck of a lot easier to work with. And I'm using the wire strippers instead of my teeth. Okay, so now let's tin this pad up. Then tin the motor. All right, and negative. And positive. I shouldn't say negative, I should say ground, sorry. Alright, and then put this guy right in its little mount. And we've got a nicely trimmed wire and everything right in there. So now before I forget about it, I'm going to cut a piece of heat shrink to go right over it. So roughly like that. sticky heat shrink. Stick it right on there and just leave it there for now. Paul should auction off the builds he does after the live stream. Actually, that brings up an interesting point. So, so Nix725 says Paul should auction off the builds. Actually, the one of the next coming up live streams is that we're actually going to be doing a giveaway. We are going to give away a full 100% ready-to-fly quad in the next maybe like 3 weeks or so. So don't tell anybody that yet, but that's going to be happening in the not too distant future. Oh, I'm an idiot. Look at this. The receiver's in the way of our pad here. So we'll just put that out of the way for now. All right, measuring this out. I figured Patrick would be here. Okay. And I'm just, again, tripping these wires back. Okay. Now I'm going to tin the pads again. Where'd that motor go? Okay. Tin this guy up, and there goes my heat shrink. Great. If you don't have a pair of these are tweezers that are reverse. So if I push down, it separates and then closes back. For working with tiny little wires like this, it's just about the greatest thing in the world. So if you don't have one of those in your life, get some. It's the simple things in life that make it worth living. Well, more fun to live anyway. Alright, so this is that broken motor mount. So while I've got it here, I'm actually going to dab a bit of hot glue in it because it's not going to hold. Normally you wouldn't have to do this, but I broke it. Oh, I took this off and I didn't even do that pad. It's funny. There we go. Okay, once again, I'm just trimming wire, getting the shielding off these wires. And I'm just tinning this wire. And tinning the pads. So Humboldt 710 says that he's headed to Dubai do you have any details that you can share with us? Like, do you know what the course is going to be like? Are you getting reimbursed to fly there and stuff? Like, how's that all working out? Oops, soldered that to the wrong pad. Nobody saw it. Cut one a little bit longer. Okay. Almost done with the motors. Is that too tall? No. Last motor. All right, stripping this wire a little bit. X asks, are you doing the full FPV setup tonight or just getting this thing airborne? I am doing the whole thing, FPV and all. And then I'm going to live stream some flying around the house. I've actually got a little bit of a course set up inside that I haven't practiced enough to be demonstrating. So it's going to be a crash session that you guys get to watch. All right. Positive to negative, good there. Put that guy down in his motor mount. And put his heat shrink on top of him. Okay. That there looks like a micro quad so far. Whew. What do you think so far? That's looking pretty good, I think. All right. Now let's hook it up to the computer and finish our software configuration. Except I can't click. How am I going to do that? Oh my goodness. What in the world is causing this? There's got to be like something sitting on the keyboard or something. Is there like a way to lock your keys on a MacBook or something that I don't know about? Like, because this is like show stopping here because I can't do beta. I can't reboot because I'm streaming from it. Oh, man. I have unplugged and plugged back in the mouse. It's so weird. And I've used I've tried the trackpad, but it's not working either. All right, I am going. Oh my gosh! Hold Control and click. Mouse control panel. Okay, I'm in mouse. I do have an external mouse. Now what? Put it in left-hand mode. I don't know how, because I can't click. I can't do anything. All right, bear with me for a second. I guess I'm going to do a reboot here because technology, man, technology. I'll see you guys in a sec. And I think we're back. I hope. We'll see. Hello. Okay. I'm going to refresh that page. Nope. All right. Solid states, man, they make for quick reboots. Hopefully we get better video. Okay, now to go on to desktop mode. Nope, not that one, this one. Ah! Oh man, we're back down to 19 people. Clean flight. Okay. Go away. Piece of crap. Okay, I am going to plug in the flight controller without reversing polarity. Stone Frame FPV says, sup, welcome. All right, so got a quad connected here. Let's calibrate. We're flat right now. And we're going into ports. Leave that alone. Configuration. I'm going to turn motor stop I'm going to turn it on. I don't like it on a microcopter. We're setting min throttle to 1100, maximum throttle to 2000, mid throttle we'll leave alone. Trim, none, VBAT, fine, current meter, fine, blah, blah, blah. We'll leave all that alone. Fail safe, ignore for now because we're just inside. I'll bump these up a little bit. I know it needs a little bit more than is in there. The roll and pitch can be identical because it's an X frame. Receiver, let me make sure that this is connected right. One shot off, thank you. Yeah, good call. Off. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Any other settings that we need here? I know there's more, but receiver. Yaw is correct, throttle is correct, roll is correct, pitch is correct. Okay. Save. Modes. Okay, I've got my arm on a switch, and it's aux2. Angle mode is aux1 default, horizon is mid, air mode, sure. I did not do motor PWM yet. I set min throttle to 1000. Let's see, I thought I set it to 1000, let me check. Configuration, min throttle, did not save, whoops. 1000, 2000, one shot, off. Save. Ports, config. Okay, that time it's saved. Recalibrate. Modes, still good. Servo's good. Motors, we'll ignore for now. CLI. Okay, so we need to do set motor PWM equals 32,000. Is that it? Do you remind? Shoot. Is it motor underscore PWM? Is it capitals? Set motor PWM equals, no, I can't do that. 32, 1, 2, 3. I'm Googling it. I don't remember the actual command. PWM. Motor PWM rate, that's what it was. There we go. Set deadband equal to 6. I like some deadband. Set yaw deadband equal to 6. Save. Alright. Let's disconnect. Let's give this a quick test. Unplug. We're going back to, sorry, hold on. Where's OBS? OBS. There it is. To USB cam. Got it. Okay. Gosh, I'm sorry, I'm failing at clicking stuff here. Alright. So, where's the arrow? Okay, so this is forward. Got some props, some slightly bent props. This one goes that way. And this one. And this one. Okay, so for battery mounting, I've got a little rubber band under here. And you just kind of slide it in. And then I put one part of the rubber band over one far corner and one on the bottom corner, like that. Actually holds the battery in pretty well. Triple check polarity. Okay, that's a good idea. Okay. Okay, so we've got positive to positive, negative to negative, positive to positive, negative to negative, negative to negative, positive to positive, negative to negative, positive to positive. We already tested this, and the battery we've already tested as well. So we're good. Thanks for the double check. All right. Now, to give it power. Oh, it didn't blow up. That's good. Okay, move back here. All right, it did bind. It did arm. We need to, oh no, I got the wrong camera here. USB cam. There we go. Sorry. So it is spinning on arm. So motor stop must be on still. The rates are way too low. It's actually kind of funny. That shot right into the ceiling. Oh my gosh, that was funny. All right, before we do anything else, we're gonna up the rates a little bit. Oh my gosh, that was freaking hilarious. It's not boring here on the FPV live stream. Let's see. We need receiver, no, PID tuning. And I'm going to put a rate of, let's say, 0.4, 0.4, and 0.4. Call that good. Good night, WhippleX. Says he's headed out. Okay, so I'm going to shrink down that heat shrink real quick before we get any further, because I want to make sure that those motor mounts don't break any more than they already have. For that, I've got a hot gun. The only consideration I need to make here is that 3D printed stuff likes to melt. So you want to be real careful with applying heat. What were the rates before? They were 0 before. Complacent 1 says, I've got rate and PID ideas for you. I would love to hear them. Actually, I'm going to take off the props. I don't want to melt these because they're expensive. All right. Nice and secure. Those things are not going to go anywhere. So somebody says that heater is a beast. This was a subscriber named Zenzipiper. Stone Frame, good night. So Zenzipiper was making fun of me for not having a heat gun because I was using a lighter in a previous live stream, and sent me $15 to go buy this. I bought it at Harbor Freight for like 10, and that thing is obviously gets the job done. But yeah, look at that thing; it's looking so good. I love it. I'm gonna put a little bit of hot glue right here on the battery leads because I'm always nervous about them. Okay. Woohoo! All right. So the next thing we need to do is hook up FPV to this beastie. Okay, so we have, like I said before, where is it? Actually, before we do that, I'm going to put some of these standoffs in. So I just have nylon standoffs that you would use for, mounting your flight controller. And then cinch them right down like that. You see how that's going to be just enough clearance above the receiver to actually help hold it down in place. Leslie asks, how do you like the Dom V3s? I love the Dom V3s. I don't know how I got by without them before. Quantums were great for a time, but I think that this upgrade was absolutely worth it. I need these guys. All right, standoff's installed. And you can see again that's going to be just about right for that. Now, where's my top? There it is. Okay. So I'm going to just go ahead and solder this guy on directly. Again, let's see. I'm pretty sure forward was this way. Oh, obviously the opposite of the battery lead. So all I have to do is solder this right onto the ground and 3-volt that are in that place for the receiver. This can be tricky because there's not a lot of room to work with, and you don't want to, accidentally unsolder the receiver from there. But just be patient with it. I'm not going to be able to do that left-handed. Okay, got the ground. Which PID controller did you use? This is Rewrite, which is PID controller 1. Okay, that got a little messy, so I just want to double check all of it. I'm going to redo that. I'm a little bit nervous about it. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that's probably the trickiest part of this build, is getting that that situated in there. So let's give this a quick test power up, make sure that everything powers on. That's all looking good in there. Positive to positive, yep, okay. Where'd my battery go? There it is. Okay, so we should see magic smoke, no. We should see a light on the camera. We got nothing anywhere. What? Where is my multimeter? Battery still has 4.8 volts. We're not getting anything. From there. The battery is at 4.8 volts or something like that. I am getting continuity to the board. Okay, let's try again. Okay, that powered up now. Let's try this again. Okay, that looks a little bit cleaner, so maybe that was what it was. Okay. Everything powered up but the VTX. Because, what do you know? We broke a cord there too. God dang it. So it looks like the leads on the actual VA1100 came off. So we've got to resolder those on, because this is obnoxious. My girlfriend is getting a chuckle because you have Christmas decorations up. Yeah, that's my wife's choice, not mine. We'll say that. I gotta figure out how to get this thing off here without breaking anything. Gosh, I can't get it off without breaking the FPV stuff. Alright, we're going to try this. My wife asked that her house remain a, quote, judgment-free zone, because she knew I was going to be flying around and stuff. Eventually. It's going to be a miracle if I can make this happen. Wow, I think I actually got it. Holy cow. Complacent 1, how can I share a video link to you? Should I drop it on Reddit? Yeah, that's fine. You could just send me a PM with it. I'll check it out a little bit later, probably. Come on. Ah. The ground wire came off again. That's what I was afraid of. I can barely see the pad in there. I know you can't see much of this, but like the pad that the ground is on is just... This is a 1 milliwatt camera. Or VTX. Alright, let's try this again. Power, we've got it. Okay, I'm just going to leave that alone for a sec. Frickin' booyah. Alright, so I'm going to put some hot glue in there to hold that horrible solder joint in place. Thanks, complacent. Okay. So it looks like we soldered that wire on the outside, but that's okay. It'll still work. And I don't want to go back and fix it right now. Alright. Now we'll hook up the top plate here. Just with some nylon screws. And voila! Fully custom built, 3D printed carbon fiber Beefs brushboard microcopter. Bam! Awesome. Look at that thing. Doesn't that look so good? Like, I really, really like the way this looks. It just, it's just so good. I love it. Alright, let's put this battery in here. So, like, with this roll cage, that VA1100 never gets touched, and it just takes beating after beating after beating. It's great. And so that's really the purpose that I made this frame for, was that so you can protect your all-in-one FPV solution if you can't fix it or whatever. Because I mean, these things are a $75 investment or whatever, so it's nice to have something to protect it a little bit. All right, so now that we've got it ready to fly, let's quick see how fat this thing is. And I don't mean how pretty, hot, and tasty. All right, that should be good. Okay, tar, pudding. Oh wait, what the? Tar, 0, okay, and whoa! Oh, this was a big battery. Let me get a smaller battery really quick. Something that more suits it. Okay. So that battery by itself is 13 grams. There's a much smaller battery. It's only 9. Well, I guess it's still heavier than I thought. That's weird. I remember it being lighter. Maybe I used a lot more hot glue or something than I did the last time. So, oh, so it's 49 by itself, no battery. That's what I meant. And then with a battery, you're looking at less than 60. So we achieved our goal of being less than 50 grams by itself, but only just. I don't think it could have gotten much closer. So, yep, there's a micro quad. Let's hook up a battery and get ripping. Yeah, each gram definitely counts on micros. So I mean, the frame is super durable, and it's going to protect your gear, but at the cost of a little bit extra weight. So you have to make those trade-offs, or trade-offs, whatever trade-offs you need. Come on. All right, we've got power. All right, let me hook up my ground station again here. All right, so unfortunately, I didn't come up with a clever way of like running the FPV feed actually into the computer because I just don't have the time and money to invest in that. So I'm literally just going to point you guys at the screen, which I think will be A-okay. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do it this way. Ah, sorry. Super duper high tech, I know. That should work, right? You can see it pretty well. No, this is bullshit. Better technology is a must. Next time, if I keep doing this often, I will upgrade. Okay. Whoops, I put the backside props on backwards. That's embarrassing on a live stream. Okay, the rates are not enough for me yet, unfortunately. Let's see. Where's this thing playing? So I gotta up that a bit. Ooh, this is a pain. I gotta move this for a second, sorry. Clean flight. Disconnect, connect. 1 minute before crash, that's super generous. It's gonna be immediate. Oh yeah, my rates didn't save for some reason. All right, let's try that again. Stop, MacBook. That's pretty bad. There we go, crash already. All right, let's get the Dominators into the mix here. See if we can't... I am on multi-Wii PID controller, yes. Lux is the key. Ugh, no thank you. Crashed right into the live streaming station. 20 seconds. Alright, so I've got the Dominators on. I'm seeing the exact same thing you guys are. I'll put the DVR on too. Here we go. So I've got this whole course set up, which I didn't practice at all. It's going to be impossible. Yeah, the PIDs need to be adjusted a little bit. Yes! Yes! Oh god. Oh yes. Oh my gosh. Dog. Oh no! Ah! Oh my gosh. This is too good. Hey, 110, that was my first flight. Not bad at all. It looks like pool noodles with some sort of wire in them. No, they are just pool noodles with a piece of PVC holding them together. They hold their circle shape pretty well. Here we go. Yes. No. Yes. Fuck, I can't do it. I failed. Ah! That's another. Alright, I gotta go get that one. Boba Fett, please try Lux. Okay, what PIDs do I need for Lux? We'll try it. Complacent 1. What PIDs do I need? Brandon Mume? Sorry. You asked, is that the $70 camera? Yes, this is a $70 camera. For those of you guys that are saying you want one, I mean, go to Multi-Rotor Superstore, buy. You can buy the Beast Brush board You can buy the motors, you can buy the batteries, you can buy the receiver. All of that is there for sale right now. So just there's a shameless plug for you. So it's all available. Let me go. Okay, so PID tuning. I'm switching over to Lux Float. Save. Okay, what PIDs do I need? Complacent 1. Come on, Complacent. Go with stock, Lux, and shoot it from there. Okay, all right, whatever. Good night, Daniel. Okay. There we go. All right, you guys want to watch my hands instead this time? I was thinking that might be kind of cool to watch, to see the sticks. This is just my crotch for now. Okay. I guess that's kind of backwards for you guys, I'm sorry. All right, here we go. Lux Float default PIDs. It's pulling a little bit to the left. I've got to... Oh, yes. Oh. Let me grab that. Okay, I'm back. Slap another battery on this bad boy. Okay, so we need to lower pitch, and I'm going to lower yaw a little bit too. Clean flight. Disconnect. Reconnect. PID tuning. Okay. I'll lower pitch a little bit. Lower yaw a lot a bit. And the roll was fine. I'm going to increase P on roll and pitch a little bit, actually. Save. Disconnect. 0.3, 0.3, 0.45 or so, can't remember exactly. Okay, I don't really like very high yaw, so that was actually the thing that was messing with me the most. So now I'm going to plug back up. And move you guys back in position here. And I'm actually going to do a little bit of line of sight here, because I was getting some yaw issues. Oh, I had some trim on the yaw. That seems a little better. Okay, let's give this a try again. Increase your eye gain, Paul. Yeah, I will do that next. All right, here we go. You guys will see. Yes. All right, here we go. Woohoo! Look at all my pool noodles for practicing. Whoa! I lost RC for a sec. That was weird. I totally lost RC. Shit. It didn't disarm, it kept flying. All right, here we go again. Yeah, there it went again. I lost RC, it flew for a second, and then disarmed. I'm looking at the wiring in here. It wasn't totally lifted, it was close to lifted though. And this, you can see that this that top part broke off a little bit. That's unfortunate. So I guess this isn't bulletproof yet. Should be able to just fix that with some CA later though. The router is upstairs, nowhere near where I was flying. I'll swap batteries, but this battery should be fine still. Let's see. The battery has 3.8 volts, so I guess it's a little bit lower. FPV is getting juice directly off the 3 volts on the that the receiver is connected to. Alright, so another LiPo. Let's see how much this got in it. This is full. Yeah, 3D printing is breakable, unfortunately. All right. All right, let's try it. Hmm. Yeah, it started to do it again there. Ah! So I guess we're not going over there anymore. Look at that weirdo. No! Alright, we got it. Yes. No! That's how it's done. Do you know how to ACC trim? I feel like you need that. I don't know what that means. What is ACC trim? I will plug it in here. I did check prop alignment. I gotta up my eye gains while I'm in here too. I'm gonna put them all up by 0.5, 0.0 or 500ths. What mode are you flying? Acro? He's flying mode 2. Okay, I'm trying to move the USB cam so that you guys can see it flying around here, at least a little bit. Alright, here we go again. Yes! Woo! Oh, oh, oh. Oh. Darn it. I think that battery's about toast. It's so cool to watch it. I can. It's because there's a delay between the YouTube stream and like in real life, and so it's so fun to come back and watch like the highlight reel essentially of the flight. It's so funny. That was one of my 380 micro batteries, or yeah, 380 million. Now I'm flying a different one. Big black bars on the right and bottom. Oh. Shoot. I don't know why I did that. Hmm? No, stop it. There we go. Sorry about that. Alright, upping your PID slightly and lowering your rate slightly. I'll do that in a second. Flies battery. Okay, so this is a lighter battery than the other ones by 3 grams. Yep, it's in that corner. It just went dead again. Just did it again. Yeah. Oh no. Can you fix me? Can you flip it back over? Thank you. Yeah, it got squishy again out there in the garage that time. Christmas tree. Woo! That tickled. No! Darn it. All right, here we go. Oh, puppy. She's kind of a wuss. She's a big scary dog, but is a wuss. Oh! Oh, there it goes again. Yeah, that's so funny. I've never experienced that with one of these. It's weird. But, yeah, maybe it is the Wi-Fi. Alright, you want me to do a flip? Okay, I'll do that for sure. Alright, if we're going to do a flip side, I've got to up the rates a little bit. Okay. I would love to do an RS-90. If someone contacts the RS-90 folks and get them to send me a kit, I bet we could have another pretty cool live stream like this. Just saying. Okay, disconnect, reconnect, PID tuning, roll rate. Let's try 0.65. Save. This is going to be insane. I'm just going to do this line of sight. I don't want to try to do it. Just relocate yourself to an area. So radio has stronger signal to see if it still dies there. I will. I'll do that. I'll take it outside and do it. I'll sit upstairs and fly from there instead. But I knew I had to fly down here because I wanted to be able to stream and fly from the same place without interrupting the stream too much. All right. Are you guys ready for a barrel roll? I'm going to do this with my actual eyes because I don't think I can do it comfortably in FPV. I got to find a spot with some room. Ah! The LEDs actually make it kind of hard to see. No, it was so close! Take the prop off. Cat's freaking out. Here we go, last try. This is the one, I'm feeling it. That counts, right? we go. Rates are too high for this. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the FPV live stream with your host, Boba Fett. Guys, thank you so much for coming. This has been an absolute blast. We built and maidened and flew and had an awesome time with a, okay, this is obnoxious, custom built, 3D printed micro quad, carbon fiber hybrid, blah, blah, blah. Wow, that is really washed out. Let's just do this one. Bang it. Oh, what the heck? These are all messed up. Guys, thank you so much for coming out. It's been a blast. Once again, sponsored by Multi-Rotor Superstore and Beef's Brush Board. Thank you guys so much for sending me this gear to test out and show off. Obviously, it's a lot of fun. I highly recommend you go out and get some. I've had a build like this one for the best part of a couple months now, in one form or another. Obviously, this is a newer format for it. But, so, I mean, I highly recommend you go out and get these parts. They're so much fun. And, I mean, you can just have a total blast flying around inside or outside or set up some pool noodles, whatever. It's great. So, you know, thanks so much for stopping by. Feel free to like, subscribe, share all this crap, and go check out Multi-Rotor Superstore for motors and batteries and FPV gear and all that stuff. So thanks again for coming out. It's been a blast. Have a great night.